something important.
Yeah. So I can like not take it.
Wonderful, positive thoughts for Joan, and with the help of Paula Urbanic and Iris Wright, this is something they certainly wanted to do for the Luenemans, and I'm so glad you two stepped forward, because I think it's opened the door for a lot of us to obviously spend some time with the Luenemans, which is great, and at the same time get to talk to them and just reach out. So you didn't come to hear me speak, so what I want to do is turn it over to the Luenemann family. They would like to address all of you. We thank you all for coming today. We'll be going through kind of an itinerary of what's going to happen over the next 90 minutes. But once again, thank you so much. Here's the Luenemann family.
Hi, I'm Holly, Joan's oldest daughter. And I was telling Brian last night, I said, I don't know what to say. So this is just off the top of my head. One of the last conscious memories I have of my mom is 2 weeks before this happened. It was my son's birthday, and we were out at a park for his birthday party, and my mom showed up early, and she gave me a cup of McDonald's coffee, exactly how I like it, and she said, here, I thought you could use this. And it's just so perfect for how my mom is. You know, she's loving and thoughtful, and it was such a simple gesture of just acknowledging what I might need that day. So it's a really small memory, but it's a favorite memory of her being conscious. And for me, one of the bittersweet things of what's going on right now is the past, I'd say 10 years, my mom has been becoming Joan Luenemann. You know, for all the years prior to that, I think that she spent time being Rich Luenemann's wife, Holly, Brian, and Emmy's mom. And she, the past 10 years, was becoming Joan and did everything she wanted to do, and traveled and taught classes and took classes and volunteered and got to be grandma. And so I'm happy about that. It's been really, really neat to see her, and she's someone I like very much. So thank you. There's not enough words to say how much we appreciate how much all of you have been thinking of us. So thank you.
As accustomed as I am to public speaking and how shy I become, Joan Mary Luenemann. Now what's Joan? She's an influencer. She worked part-time at a children's museum because she loved little children so much. She had two of her good friends in the other day who were from the museum, and they talked to her about how all the little kids were asking about Miss Joan, when is she going to come back? During a lot of her free time, she worked in hospice to give back. Her neighbors, she influenced her neighbors. Patrice, one of her neighbors, said, I call her my second mother. Karen, recently in the Caring Bridge, said she would come by at 9 o'clock in the morning because she knew Joan would be outside so they could talk. She influenced other people. I've had 4, 5, 6 recruits who've stopped by in the last year who've come in, and they tell me that Joan has influenced their family. They hug more, they tell each other they love each other more, and she's influenced them. She's influenced the volleyball community, but I've got some kind of bad news for you. All you guys who sat with her in the bleachers, when you sat with her, you said, well, are they going to run a left X here or the inside series? You know, what do you think about Nikki Morrison hitting left instead of hitting right? And she'd go, Well, I want to let you know that if you had asked Joan if we ran a 6-2 offense, she would have said no, because you can't play with 8 people on the floor. Joan knew absolutely nothing about volleyball, but she loved talking to everybody. And that's why, for me, she was the perfect mate. She influenced people where she stopped. 3 days before we left Delmar Gardens, the first nursing facility that she was in, 3 women were in there, a nurse and 2 aides. The nurse was kissing her, 1 aide was singing to her, and the other aide was stroking her arm. She went to a Christian hospital for a while, and there I saw a nurse cry while she was there. St. Louis University Hospital, it was surprising how many people, especially in the intensive care unit, would come by to see Joan. And now she's at Rosewood, where she's developing a new family, which is a skilled nursing facility about a mile from where we live. And she's impacting people there. She's certainly impacted our family. We're closer than we could ever imagine. You know, saying that we love each other is something that we do every day, something that we don't do in a lot of families. And yet, she influences a lot of people, but there's still a lot more to come. What else is Joan Luenemann? Joan Mary Luenemann's a fighter. October 14th, when she had the brain aneurysm, the doctors did not know how she survived the helicopter flight there. They did not know how she survived the first 2 nights, but she did. So she stayed there and then went to a nursing home. In the nursing home, Emmy and I were in the room and she stopped breathing. We rushed her to a hospital. At that hospital, she influenced people. She came back to the nursing home. One day when I was at the nursing home, she started vomiting and her pulse rate dropped to the high 40s. They rushed her to the hospital. She beat that. She's a fighter. On the way, she had pneumonia. She beat that. She had a very bad infection in her back. She beat that. Most recently, she went to the hospital. And it was good news. They were going to replace the skull cap and put it back on. Well, they did that, and then 12 hours later, they found another brain bleed and took it off again and had to repair it all again. Joan is a winner. All these things she's beaten. All of these things she's beaten. Today, let me tell you the last couple of days, which have been the happiest days of my life. Laying in bed yesterday with Ethan holding his hand, she reaches up and puts her arm around Ethan and scratches his head. Even though she can't talk because she still has the trach, we all lean over and say, you know, can you say Emmy? And you can see the M. Can you say Brian? Can you say Holly? And then Brian will lean over and say, can you give me some money? He was looking for yes. Yesterday when I got there at 12 o'clock and I stayed till 8 o'clock, she had her eyes open the entire time, and much of the time she's tracking now. Brian stayed later than that. She continued to track until she had to sleep. We asked her numbers. We're trying to do more cognitive things with her. Can you blink your eyes 2 times, 3 times? And she does. Can you wave goodbye? And she does. We've been doing a lot with math because she can use her fingers of her right hand. And the other day, I asked her what 2 plus 2 was, and she put 4 fingers out. And I said, shucks, she only missed it by 1. Think about it. So Joan's a winner. So she's an influencer, she's a fighter, and she's a winner. Joan Luenemann, she's my wife, she's my confidant, and she's my best friend. In her way the way she is right now, she's taught me truly what love really, really is. And I hope you never have to experience the hell that our family's gone through. But I hope that you experience the level of love that's in our family today and what we feel every day and the gratefulness that we really feel. So, you know, how can I say thank you? I can't say thank you enough to all of you. You know, certainly to Paula and Iris and everybody else who's been involved. I don't want to go any further than that because I don't want to leave anybody out. But your thoughts, your positive thoughts, your prayer have been instrumental in getting Joan to where she is. And this is only the beginning because I'm telling you now, she's going to be a lot better. You're all welcome to come over and see her. She'd love to see you. She's getting to the point where we've almost got her smiling now, and that's great. God bless you all. I thank God for you guys. I thank God for my family, and I thank God that Joan Luenemann is my wife. Thank you.
I just wanted to say thanks to everyone for coming. I mean, you'll never know how much this means to me and my family. That, I mean, many of you don't even know Joan, and that you just see the love from our family and that the influence that she's had through this experience. And it's a miracle what's happened to her. That's really the only way to describe it. All the things that she's beaten and that she's, I mean, they didn't even know if she would ever wake up, and she's already on that road right now. So I just wanted to say thanks to everyone for coming, and hope you have a good time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Luenemann family. Let's have it. Well, it's time for the players to line up. I was just going to announce them, but they're so well trained and ran to the line. So why don't you guys line up? We'll introduce the players. We got a couple other things to do. We're going to get started. You can stay right where you are, fans. But once we start playing, since the game is clearly secondary, if not tertiary, you can walk around, and we certainly want you to be a part of the silent auction and so forth. 2011, Jimmy Montiel. Jimmy. From the class of 08, Haley Spencer. From the class of 2012, Brittany Lakotis. From the class of 08, Emily Wong. From the class of 2000.